Anthony Dizy and Jesse Stirn in a featherweight showcase affair coming up.
All right, it is time to get our next fighters to the cage. First, Jesse Stirn.
All right, Stirn making his way out East Coast fighter. Should ask Mickey Ward if he knows him, and I'll tell you, plenty of experience here. 16 fights. I was in this sport just to personalize, but about 6 years until I got to that number. This is a little bit younger man, and he still needs his big opportunity. Ray Seppo is here, and of all the guys Ray said he's going to watch, he specifically did mention Jesse Stirn.
And his opponent, Anthony Dizy.
Anthony Dizy comes to us from France. He considers himself a wrestler. He uses wrestling in his style. He does have 5 knockouts to his credit, 2 submissions. We saw him in the regular season. He went the distance with Chris Wade. He had an impressive performance. He was in and out of that fight with Chris Wade, and he's looking to impress Ray Seppo and get another chance in season 4 of the Professional Fighters League.
With that, we'll take a look at our tail of the tape. 3 5-minute rounds again at featherweight. Anthony Dizy is 4 years older. Jesse Stirn is 2 inches taller, but the 4-inch reach advantage goes to Anthony Dizy. Lillian, let's go.
22 nations have been represented here in the 2021 PFL season. And now we continue the prelims in the featherweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is a striker. Standing at 5'9", he officially weighs in at 144.5 pounds. In 16 professional fights, he has a record of 11 wins and 5 losses, with 6 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Baltimore, Maryland, here is relentless Jesse Stirn. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is a wrestler. Standing at 5'7", he officially weighs in at 145.5 pounds. In 17 professional fights, he has a record of 13 wins and 4 losses, with 7 victories by way of stoppage. Fighting out of Reims, France, here is Anthony Dizy. Your referee in charge, Andrew Glenn.
Anthony Dizy in the green trunks, representing his home country of France. Jesse Stirn, the American, will be fighting in the black and gray. Touch of the gloves, Stirn in the southpaw stance. Randy, I'm immediately curious about how the wrestling matches up here, because if you remember his bout against Shimon Moraes, Jesse Stirn actually took Shimon down a couple of times before the script got flipped and he got submitted.
Stirn keeps switching leads. Dizy in the orthodox lead, and I think if you're going to try to take him down, you want to be in that orthodox lead as well, so your head can slip right outside that lead leg, and you can follow through and drive to that takedown. Stirn happy to pot shot, kind of pick his opportunities.
See if he can keep that pace. See if Stirn can keep moving like this. This is a lot of energy, whether there's a lot of action or not. Eventually, Dizy's at least expecting him to slow down a little bit.
Now, Chris Wade is fighting later tonight in our semifinals, and Anthony Dizy was his first regular season match. Chael, I know you weren't here for that, but it was a razor-thin decision victory for Chris Wade. Dizy had his moments in that fight as he stumbled backwards.
Sure, and I think that's a confidence builder. I really do think that Dizy gained some speed there. His stock for me, as a viewer, and I'm talking Dizy, it went up even in defeat. Dizy is one of these guys as a wrestler. He's coming out and letting you know, not only do I want to be on the ground, I specifically want to be on top.
Stirn moving, dipping, diving, ducking, dodging. One shot at a time, as Randy mentioned. Bubba Jenkins had a pillow. Chris Wade is sleeping on a backpack. Mocking Bubba Jenkins.
I believe that's an answer to the shotgun.
Oh, I like it. Well played.
Dizzy now in on an attempt here.
Dizzy needs this, guys. Dizzy does not go and force the action enough, in my opinion. He finds opportunities like this, so he can't really let this go. He's finally got his hands on his opponent. He needs to make this count. A trip would be appropriate. Dizzy could use that right leg, bringing it over the back.
It's like
Keep that shoulder pressure.
Work his way into a Metzger, capture the hips of Stirn, and find a way to take him to the mat.
Randy, it's tough. That fence can hold you up. If you know how to use it, it can be your tag team partner, but that goes defensively as well. Stirn can sit into this fence a little, let Dizzy take some energy out as long as he keeps his footing. Now Dizzy slipped behind him. Here's an opportunity. Dizzy needs to drag him to the mat. He can step the corner, pop his hips, but he needs to do something here.
Absolutely. That cage could be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Momentarily, Dizzy able to pick Stirn up and set him down. Jesse Stirn scrambles right back to his feet. Anthony Dizy likes this type of fight, pressing his opponent against the cage.
Guys, I'll throw a fun fact at you, but the sport of mixed martial arts in the country of France, where Dizzy's from, has only been sanctioned about a year and a half, right in that 18, 20-month range. Dizzy's a big star within that country. He's got a little bit riding on this. He's got the body lock. He's going to have to stay busy here. Leg trips are his #1 option. I don't see him starting to step around.
90 seconds remain here in the first round.
Nice re-pummel by Stirn. We'll take that underhook away. Dizzy goes right back in, gets the underhook on the other side.
Stirn is able to separate here, throws a kick, eats a jab. Stirn with some impressive quick movement even after that grueling performance against the cage. Being defensive there, it can get so exhausting. Jesse Stirn showing some strong cardio in the early portion of this fight. Nice uppercut there from Dizy. Good check hook from Stirn. And another shot from Anthony Dizy.
Now that's good defense by Stirn.
Nice job catching that double coming in.
That's right. Dizzy was under those hips, but Stirn was able to sprawl just a little and bring both arms inside. That's going to give Stirn some confidence here.
Dizzy having some trouble finding the target. It's moving all over the place.
That left hook at least stumbled Stirn. Was it balance or the impact? We'll find out maybe on a replay. 10-second clapper. Dizzy one more time tries the takedown as this round comes to a close. Good left hand here by Dizzy, finds its target. Speaking of big punches, there's a man with some power in both hands. Emiliano Sordi, and this seems to be a theme with all of our playoff fighters. They're improvising pillows. Bubba Jenkins is the only one who came prepared and actually brought one. Emiliano Sordi, 2019 light heavyweight world champion, earned his way into these semifinals the hard way. 2 decisions. One a victory, one a draw against Dan the Dragon Spot. Round 2. Dizy in the green, Jesse Stirn in the black and gray. Fighter performance rating brought to you by Rich Energy and exclusive to the PFL. Gives round number 1 to Anthony Dizy.
I'm not sure I'm sold on that. I must tell you, I really thought that Stirn moved pretty well, touched him a couple of more times. Dizzy's starting to open up just a little bit here, and I think Dizzy's finding he needs to open up. He lost a couple of those takedowns attempts in the opening frames.
Dizy did control where the fight happened in the first round with those clinches and having his back. But Stirn's a difficult target to get a beat on. Relentless motion, probably where he got his nickname, Relentless.
And I get the matador strategy by Stirn. I even like it. It's just, I don't know if Dizy's bringing the offense that you quite have to sidestep out of the way. I think at some point we're going to have to plant and start a fist fight, guys.
Nice body lock attempt here by Dizy.
Once again, steps behind Jesse Stirn. We saw him here in round number 1. This is what led to the takedown.
Dizy vining in. Got one hook in. The fence preventing him from taking the back and securing that other hook, that anchor on Stirn's back.
It's going to be hard, though. It's going to be hard for Stirn to get up from here. As soon as he dropped down to that right knee, it's very tough. And Dizy can distract him, feint a rear naked choke, slip in a couple of punches, but eat up a little clock in this position.
Anthony Dizy has that wrist ride on the far side. Stirn has
full mount. Nope, back to half guard.
Stirn trying to get that left arm in for an underhook, doing a good job of at least turning up onto a hip, not being flat on his back, but Anthony Dizy continues the pressure from the top. Live odds shifting more heavily in the favor of Anthony Dizy. Nice right hand from the top. What do you know about that ground and pound, Randy Couture?
Yeah, I'd like to see him get his head up and his hips in, put a little more pressure against the fence with Stirn, and then Dizy could land some power shots from that top position. But Stirn, very wily on the bottom, does a great job of creating scrambles, using his feet, keeping his legs in the fight, making Dizy work to keep him down there.
Dizy's been in this exact same spot 3 other times in this contest. When he stays patient, when he starts fighting those hands, he generally can drag his opponent down. But Dizy, I'd like to see him step to the side, Randy, and just pop his hips a little more. I'd like to see him get a little more explosive. Right here, Stirn faces in and is getting this underhook. Stirn could come out with a takedown.
Yeah, Stern's in very, very deep. Big attempt. Dizy doing a nice job of countering it, ends up on top.
Good counter wrestling there from Anthony Dizy. 90 seconds remain here in the second of 3 5-minute rounds as he tries to work some more strikes from the top. Take a look through our ref cam. Dizy trying to get his left leg free, move fully into side control. Stirn doing what he can to maintain some control. And Dizy is able to free his left leg. Moves over to the side. More shoulder pressure from the Frenchman. Shoulder punches from the top. What's the key for Jesse Stirn in these final 30 seconds?
He just did it. He got that underhook that allowed him to circle towards that underhook, get to quarter position here. As long as he protects his neck, he should be in pretty good shape here. Start hand fighting, isolate a hand, and get back to his feet, which is exactly what he was able to do.
Stirn is able to work back to his feet. Can he mount any offense in these closing moments? There's a right hand and a little flurry. Couple of leg kicks from Jesse Stirn.
Oh, nice flying knee attempt.
A takedown, but after the bell. Round 3 next.
Get a sip in here. Hey, we knew that was a possibility, okay? He's tired too, all right? That's wearing down on him. We knew that was a possibility. We don't defer from the game, okay? We keep moving. Let's not have our back to the fence again, okay? No, go for it, bud. He's trying to take the back.
Welcome back to the Professional Fighters League. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Chael Sonnen beside our PFL Smart Cage. Anthony Dizy doing some work in round number 2.
Got a two.
Last round.
Nice flying knee attempt by Stirn. Right in on the takedown after the bell. Stirn looked to be the fresher fighter at the end of that round, for sure.
Touch of the gloves to start round number 3. Anthony Dizy once again wins in the FPR algorithm. Stirn scored some points with that last second flying knee as he grabs a leg kick as well. And another.
Randy, you talk about Stirn being the more aggressive fighter. I'm seeing the same thing. Stirn needs to start believing in himself. He needs to start understanding, I've got to mix it up. I can't just move and control. At some point, I must touch my opponent. When he plants his feet and gets off, he does some good combinations.
Agreed. He has got to wade in and, like you said, get into a fist fight.
I tell you what, Anthony Dizy's striking is not pretty, but it's effective. He's landing the straight right. He's landing some of these jabs, and he's keeping Jesse Stirn reacting and at bay, even in the stand-up exchanges. There's a left hand and a double up on it from Stirn. There's the right hand sneaking through from Dizy again. And Chael, you already mentioned this. There's a lot of style to Jesse Stirn's stand-up, but we need more substance if he's going to turn the tide here in the 3rd round.
Yeah, that's right. We always want to tell a guy, you know, about the footwork and the head movement. Look, he's doing a good job with that, but the other side of that coin is there's some balance. You've also got to reach out and touch somebody. And frankly, when Stirn believes in himself and doesn't, he mixes things up well. He's going against the clock right now, though. There's no time to wait. He's going to have to start turning this into a little bit more of a shootout.
I think he needs a finish. I mean, I have it 2 rounds to Dizy at this point. He controlled the positions and where the fight happened in the 1st and 2nd round. I think Stirn has to find a way to make a finish.
My belief in watching is that Stirn was afraid to mix it up because he didn't want to be taken down. Frankly, Randy, he's defended things very well in the open. It's once he gets pushed into the fence from his over movement that's cost him. I think right here, keep your feet right on that PFL logo, start letting those hands fly.
Agree, he's got to let those hands go.
I got to tell you, I feel like I need to educate the viewer here, though. Jesse Stirn has a sexier style on the feet, but Anthony Dizy is landing just as hard or harder, even though it's not pretty. And once again, overcommitment allows him to get to a spot where he wants this fight to be. He's on the leg of Jesse Stirn, wrestling against the cage, and that has been successful in the first 2 frames. Shimon Moraes looking on. He will be the last bout here in our showcase features on ESPN Plus before we switch to the simulcast and winner-go-home playoff action.
Boy, Dizy is patient. You got to give him that. I mean, he's just pushing through stuff 1 inch at a time, 1 gate at a time. Come from the leg, come up to the body. He's not in a hurry. It's very methodical, but it's effective. I got to give him that.
You see the live odds down there as the Smart Cage tracks the strikes. Anthony Dizy now the overwhelming favorite here, just as Jesse Stirn reverses position.
Dizy going to get that shoulder low, trade the position. Now, Dizy needs to really step this right leg in if he wants to hold him here. All right, he's going to elect to go down to the legs. That's not going to work. Stern's already got those underhooks. He's going to pull him back up.
90 seconds to make something happen here for the American Jesse Stirn. The Frenchman Anthony Dizy has put on a methodical, grueling, so far effective performance.
Is Stern's almost like he's starting to mimic a Dominic Cruz type footwork and style of fighting.
I'm seeing it.
But he's not landing the effective strikes and punches that he needs to win this fight.
He shakes his head. He says, no, you didn't land that one, Anthony Dizy. Jesse Stirn didn't land either. It can't be just gestures and gamesmanship, and defense is its own reward. You don't score points for slipping punches. There's a leg kick.
Mickey Ward, who's just out of view of camera here, but is looking around confused at all this movement by Stirn. He's waiting to see a little bit more leather fly.
20 seconds remain here in the third and final round. Jesse Stirn is laughing and smiling, but he's losing this fight. I don't understand the antics. Inside of 10 seconds, Dizy with an uppercut. One final right hand misses, and 3 5-minute rounds are in the books. Both fighters walking around with hands raised, Chael. Does Jesse Stirn think he won?
He's bluffing, he's fainting it. No, I don't think he does. I think that Stirn understands this game, that he got out positioned a little bit. You can still keep your fingers crossed and you can still have some hope, but hope is not a strategy.
Well, sometimes all you got is posture. You at least need to look like you want to fight.
Sure.
The Cageonomics stats bundle, those numbers favor Anthony Dizy, who controlled a lot of where this fight happened and outlanded Jesse Stirn 2-1. Fighter performance rating exclusive to the PFL and brought to you by Rich Energy. Rounds 1 and 2 in favor of Anthony Dizy. Jesse Stirn, according to the algorithm, was able to steal the third and final round. And of course, you always wonder when you leave it to the judges. Let's see what our experts thought here. Fighter performance rating, Randy and Chael, unanimous between those three. So far tonight, that has also translated to the judges' scorecards. We will see what the official ruling is with Lillian Garcia.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored the bout 29-28. For your winner by unanimous decision, Anthony Dizy!
Anthony Dizy, successful. Again, against Chris Wade, it was a razor-thin decision. He came out on the wrong side in that one. This time, he's on the right side of the ledger. He's won 7 of his last 9.